What's going on? And welcome back to another rapid review, so to say. This is gonna be a little different because today, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna review TV seasons. Why not? Why shouldn't I? They're cool media that I want to talk about. Anyway, I just got back from work. I'm feeling super shitty. So it's time to dive into. I want to dive. I would just lie in bed and binge watch season 2 of a show that I started. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to review season 1 first. This is a show by Judd Apatow, one of my favorite writers, not one of my favorite personalities, so to say. Do not follow him on Twitter. Don't do it. This is a Netflix original show by Judd Apatow. I'm reviewing season 1 of Love. Now, I watched the first couple episodes when it first came out years ago. Was it 2016? So like 2.5 years ago, probably it first came out, and I thought it was okay. I didn't really give it a shot after like 1 or 2 episodes, so I didn't go back to it. On a whim, I was just scrolling through Netflix, and I decided, you know what, hell, I'm just gonna watch it. Why not? And I watched the entire first season in a couple of days, and it's incredible. It is probably the best American romantic comedy piece of media, period. I'm gonna have to say the best of all time goes to Japan for Denkigai. Denkigai no Honyo-san, full title. This is, at first, I was tempted to say that Love is essentially the American equivalent of Watamote, just because of the way it made me feel. I gotta talk about Watamote at some time. I had to drop it because of how much pain out of relatability. It made me feel how I saw myself in the character so profoundly that I couldn't watch it. This is that in a good way. That's why I'd say it's more related to Watamote in a sense. That's what I mean, Denkigai in a sense, because it's positive relation, I guess, so to say, for the most part. There's some. At first, I was like, this protagonist is literally me as a television character. Like, we were like the same person pretty much until he started making some decisions that I completely disagree with, and I essentially was screaming at the show, yelling at my own computer. And I think if a piece of media makes me do that out of like frustration, for not for the writing or anything like that, for the characters, that as real people, then that's telling you something. That's telling you it's a great show, because that's it. All these characters feel like real people, and it feels like you're just watching real life. And I think it's absolutely incredible. The 2 protagonists are incredible. They feel like such real, complex characters, and they're absolutely great. And this is, I've seen them in a couple of things. I can't remember either of their names right now. I can't remember either of their names. I've seen a couple of things, but this is by far their best performances. And essentially, I'll say it again, they just feel like real people, and it feels like you're watching real life. And you just relate to these characters. Like I say, I'm like exactly like the main character. I even relate to the female lead, just probably almost as strongly just out of people I know, in a sense, or behaviors I've seen before in real life. And it's just, and the way they interact off the main male lead, who I relate to the most. So it's just, I don't know, there's just something about it. I can't explain, because I'm not usually a romantic comedy guy. It's not my typical cup of tea genre. However, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a romantic comedy. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, so can't really say that. But it really depends. They really have to do it right. I'm not a fan of generic romantic comedies, if that makes sense. I'm a fan of romantic comedies with extremely interesting and complex, relatable characters. And I feel like this is where this show comes in, providing extremely complex, extremely in-depth dives into these 2 separate but intertwining people going about their lives, and their lives sort of intermingling. Sorry about that, I got cut off there by being space cucked on my phone, essentially. I have about a minute left, so let's get this going. All the side characters are extremely real, extremely great. They don't have as much development, but they feel like real people through the lens that you don't get much development when you're seeing through the lens of other characters. And they feel like real people in that sense, where you're just like, oh, these are people that this person would naturally be friends with. All great characters. The main female lead, I can't remember the character's name is Mickey. Mickey's roommate, hilarious, great character. Everyone's good on this show. It's a perfect. It's like you're watching a Judd Apatow movie, except a great Judd Apatow movie, except it's a TV show. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10 first season. Can't wait to watch the second one.